I'm 22 and I'm already planning for an early retirement. I know, I'm only 22 and I literally just got started working. I don't even know what hard work is yet, right? And I'm making a claim to want to retire early, sounding exactly the same as everybody else. But like a lot of people my age, I've been working since I was 16 years old, and I've had a lot of jobs at this point. I've met a lot of people at work, and by now I know there's more to life than spending 40 plus hours a week working for somebody else and then just coming home too exhausted to do anything that I want to do. I can't do this forever. And I'm not going to be a quit your job now YouTuber or even just chase your dreams and start the business and then buy the Lambo or whatever. But instead, I'm playing the long game and I'm actually just chasing freedom. And while yes, my claim might sound crazy, I think with a plan and using time to our advantage, anyone can achieve this freedom from the 9 to 5 grind. So for this first video, I thought I would go over my current net worth at age 22, why I'm choosing a different path from most of my friends and their lifestyle, my thoughts on the American dream, and my goals for this channel and the next few years of my life. I've been on social media the last few years. I'm an average guy. Especially over the past few years, I've seen tons of creators on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube talking about money and escaping the rat race or whatever. And their message is always the same. It's about quitting your job right now and then buying their course to start a fully remote dropshipping business or something like that. And I want to distance myself so far from those type of creators. I want to be the opposite. And I want this channel to be more of a documentation of my real ongoing journey from college student to corporate employee to business owner and eventually an early retiree. I'm going to commit to sharing my real numbers, my real strategies, and realistic scenarios that I'm going through, rather than just stories and ideal situations. And with that comes transparency, and I want that to be one of my channel's core values. And going off of that, I want to start by sharing my current net worth and my real financial situation as a 22-year-old. I know everybody says it, but I'm actually normal. My parents are teachers, I didn't come from a rich household, and I haven't received any inheritance or really money at all. I currently make $21 an hour, or about $40,000 a year. And my net worth right now is zero, with about $12,000 between my savings, investments, and personal property. But I also have around $12,000 in student loans, which thankfully is my only debt. Something I really care about right now, and is going to be a big theme of this channel, is about living frugally. While a lot of my friends are starting to move out on their own, because that's normal at this age, right? I'm still living with roommates, paying rent that is far below average in my area. Another way I'm being weird is I rarely eat out, and if I do go out to eat, it's with my girlfriend or on special occasions with my friends, and really it only comes out to maybe 4 times a month. I drive a 10-year-old paid-off car. I buy almost all of my clothes thrifted or secondhand. I do my best to avoid any destructive habits like nicotine, smoking, and I rarely drink alcohol. And to most people, I probably sound like a pretty boring person. Really, the only thing I spend money willingly on is travel and fun experiences with my friends and family. And what this type of lifestyle allows me to do is save, and almost more importantly, invest way more than I normally could with my income at my age. And certainly more than a lot of other people who could be in my situation. And my reasoning for living like this is every dollar that I don't spend on lifestyle inflation right now is a dollar working toward my freedom, regardless of the social expectations for a guy my age. And so what am I even doing this for? What is my long-term goal? Because it's not to be wealthy in America, but to have complete freedom over my time and where I have to be. I used to have the same American dream as everybody else, with the nice big house, the property, the white picket fence lifestyle. But between the housing market today and all of the costs associated with home ownership, I now see owning a home for what it really is, buying a home as a lifestyle choice, not a smart financial decision. I would even argue for someone in their 20s, renting is actually cheaper than buying, and investing the difference into things like stocks has outperformed any sort of home equity appreciation, certainly in my lifetime. The reality for my generation, Gen Z, is far different from our parents and certainly our grandparents' generations. I would even argue now the traditional path of homeownership often leads to people just being house poor, so having all of their net worth tied up in their house, and then they just end up working until they're 65 or even older to pay for it. So while a lot of my friends are spending their 20s saving up for a down payment, I'll be prioritizing investing to let compound interest have its time to do its thing. And again, most people would think I'm gonna live a boring life and have no fun, but I'm giving up expensive cars, nice apartments, early homeownership, and a lot of other quote-unquote luxuries in America, all in the pursuit of early retirement and getting freedom. But that being said, I'm not going to sacrifice my own well-being and a lot of my best years, as people say, all for this pursuit. I still want to have fun along the way. And so what even is my plan? Well, first of all, especially in the next few months and year, I want to reach a 50% savings rate of all of my take-home income. But why do I want to be so aggressive with my savings this early on? Well, my goal is early retirement, yes, but I want to be able to get my freedom from the 9 to 5 long before that. And the way I'm going to do that is by achieving something called Coast FIRE, using my income from my 9 to 5 within the next 8 to 10 years. For anyone who doesn't know, FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early, and Coast FIRE is reaching a point where your investments will grow to your retirement goal number all on their own without you doing anything to them, because you reached a large enough number at an early enough age. And I'll definitely make more videos on that topic in the future, but that's just the basic overview. Then, while I'm doing this, I'm going to be working on other streams of income, and eventually starting a business on the side, while still working my 9 to 5. I want to build up enough cushion so I can safely leave my job and have other streams of income to support myself over the next few years while my investments continue to compound. Then after I quit my 9 to 5 job, I want to spend the next 10 to 15 years working on what I enjoy, while making enough to support my family, and at the same time enjoying the freedom to spend time with them, all the while letting my investments compound in the background. Then my final goal is fully retiring between 45 and 50. In the next few videos, I want to document my real progress, my setbacks, and some sort of pivots I'm making with my own money. And my content, being faceless, I'll include my real salary, expenses, savings rates, investments, and update you guys monthly. I want to show what the path actually looks like to retiring early, even starting as young as 22. And I'll share all of my successes and failures along the way. And I kind of want to build a community of like-minded people who are frustrated with the traditional career path and all the limitations it gives us, while also talking about these real-life challenges and why the generic quit your job advice is so impractical for us. And I think this channel, being a gaming channel to talk about finance, is relatable because a lot of us grew up playing these video games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, Minecraft, and I'm sure I'll play other games in the future. And they're all games that were a big part of my childhood, and I'm sure yours too. And it's something I think we can all relate about, and at the same time talk about topics like finance, which are also very relevant to us now. And finally, a couple of the future topics for videos I'm starting to plan include how I'm living frugally now, how I'm navigating college and a difficult job market after graduation, a full breakdown of my early retirement plan, and why I'm not prioritizing building generational wealth like everyone thinks I should be. Anyways, that's all I've got for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like down below, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Adios, guys.